of Carapaz.
That's it for Honore. Carapaz is on his own on the mountain, and the top two in the general classification are going to do battle a long way out on this climb. They have isolated themselves, and it is mano a mano all the way to the top of this climb. Carapaz has opened it up a long way out, and Isaac Del Toro, without panicking, but on his own, has shut the gap to Carapaz for now. But what a mouth-watering prospect we've got. So much of this climb still to go. And Simon Yates gets across and makes the junction. Derek G seems to be coming across too. Carapaz looks around, sees that yellow jersey. Now he's got support. Yates won't ride just yet, having done that big move, unless he goes on the attack. And this is the moment now where Richard Carapaz, does he need to go after Simon Yates immediately like that? Del Toro, just a bike length or two, opens up to the Mexican. Carapaz straight onto the wheel of Simon Yates, and now we have a mighty battle for the Maglia Rosa, and Del Toro comes. And Yates goes again. Attack number 4 this time from Simon Yates. And this time, no reaction from Richard Carapaz. He just stays seated with Isaac Del Toro. This is a gamble, and an interesting one from Carapaz, who refuses to play the same game again. And Simon Yates gets a gap and commits and goes.
I think Richard Carapaz has to gamble at this point, because he's been already second in the Giro, especially in the gravel.
58 seconds from the Maglia Rosa now. He's 58 seconds from being the virtual leader. Carapaz attacks Isaac Del Toro, puts him under pressure, has to go clear of Del Toro and break him here. Derek G immediately into difficulty there. Isaac Del Toro once again just able to close the gap to Richard Carapaz, who tries again to break the Mexican, and again without success. Del Toro looking at that wheel, but a gap just opening up, and the suppleness, the effectiveness of Del Toro's defense not quite there this time. It's a bit more of a battle for Del Toro each time he has to react to these attacks from Carapaz.
I think he knows that Carapaz can hold the kind of pace too long. There's just attacks, and he's gonna ease off a little bit later.
Sportsmanship here, and his bravery, and what a gamble that is as he attacks Del Toro again. And Del Toro's calmness in the face of this crazy tacticking by Carapaz is very impressive.
Looks like Derek G standing still. But again, Isaac Del Toro doesn't respond immediately to the attacks of Carapaz. And he's powering his way on the back of the Ecuadorian. Verre is a little bit on the back foot, about to get dropped, but he's still holding on. Maybe now he's opened up a little gap on Chris Harper. Let's wait and see if this is the right move for... Yes,
yeah,
Chris
Harper's going clear. Verre looks like he's cracked, and Harper has done all the riding on the climb, and the stronger of the two appears to be riding away. And if he does that, then Chris Harper won't be seen again. 20. The time bonuses, of course, of no relevance to Chris Harper, but he is dispensed, finally, of the presence on his wheel of Alessandro Verre of Arkea B&B. And the Australian is riding away to potentially another Aussie victory for Jaco Alula on today's stage. Yeah. Into the dust, into the altitude, but still with, 4 kilometers to go to the top of the climb?
Yeah, even 4.5 is still a long way to go till the very top. And... what a ride by Chris Harper, and there is Verre.
Sign of that yellow jersey of Wout van Aert ahead. His advantages come back a little bit over the Maglia Rosa group since Richard Carapaz has been riding once again. But there they are, down the mountain and almost out of sight. And still Carapaz is trying to break Isaac Del Toro. And still Del Toro refuses to submit.
Chris Harper to win this stage. Still a long way for him, but let's not forget, it's going to be a long descent now, heading to the bottom of the climb of Sestriere.
Over the top in the gloom, Chris Harper takes the Cima Coppi, takes the Finestra climb, and starts to descend towards the final drag up to the finish line in Sestriere. He's got 27.5 kilometers to go, a huge lead over Alessandro Verre, and he just needs to hold it all together. But meanwhile, behind the Yates group, and what matters much more, unbelievably strong climb from Simon Yates. Is this the descent to victory for Simon Yates?
Let's wait and see. Is all it takes to bring this home. As you said, he rode perfectly. It's gonna be very hard just the last 5 kilometers. So the first 10 kilometers, and here we are. Wout van Aert, he knows what's happening.
Where's Wout? Here's the answer. Perfect time for him to pick the wheel of Wout van Aert, who's been waiting for this roll, a decisive roll. An athlete who, let's not forget, intervened to help Jonas Vingegaard significantly win his first ever Tour de France in amazing fashion. has the lead up, dropped out of general classification contention, and then found his chance. Left it late to get in the breakaway that mattered, and then his legs did the rest. Chris Harper, by far the best of the climbers in a 31-rider breakaway, is a World Tour winner for the first time in his career. And not only that, he is a Grand Tour stage winner for the first time in his career. Wipes the sweat from his eyes, looks up and can relax and ease up over the line. A winner at the Giro d'Italia, and not of just any stage either. A stage that people will remember for years, decades to come. One of the most famous in history, the stage winner on the Finestre climb in Sestriere. And now the emotion hits home. Chris Harper, the Australian, joins the select group of riders who have ridden to Queen stage victories.
Fucking hell, mate. Fuck. That's amazing. Fucking hell. What a ride, mate. Unbelievable.
Bravo, Simon. Fatta, fatta.
Dai, facci una foto. L'ultima.
Come l'ultima, dai.
Giulio, fa. Giulio, fa.
Bravo!